Hi everyone, my name is Sophia Licardi and I'm a junior at Morristown High School, and this is my third year in the Humanities Academy, and this is how composting changed my life. So to start, as I said before, this is my third year in the Academy, and year one, I decided to do a zero waste challenge for the month of March as my project. That kind of kickstarted my environmental journey and passion. I decided to do a zero waste challenge for the month of March my freshman year. And for those of you who don't know, the Zero Waste Challenge is basically where I cannot create any waste that will end up in a landfill for the entire month of March. So any waste that I did created either had to be recycled or composted, which kind of led me to this project, and that whole kind of project kickstarted my love for the environment and my almost need to help it. And so from that project, I found out that convenience is a really big issue in the world because we always want something quick, fast, and easy, but quick, fast, and easy is not sustainable most of the time. And so I found, especially during my month of March, was that composting was a really easy and new way to help save the environment, especially as a beginner. So I decided to, for my year 3 project, I decided to sell composters to my community so that I could spread my learnings and I could help other beginners along with their environmental journey. So I had my project all planned out. I had a mentor, with Lisa Alexander of Grow It Green Morristown, and I had my vendor for my composting. My parents were going to loan me the money, and I would eventually pay them back when I sold the composters. And I was emailing back and forth with Lisa, and she had told me right before I was about to pull the trigger and purchase all the composters that an environmental subcommittee of the environmental committee of Morris Township was actually doing the exact same thing that I was. So I decided it'd be in both of our best interests to meet with each other. And after a couple of emails back and forth and some Zoom calls, we decided it'd be best to combine our efforts. And so everything had already been planned out pretty much exactly the way I was going to do. The only difference is that now I didn't have to lay out the money myself. And so because I still wanted this to be my project, I wanted to be really active in the subcommittee. So one of my roles was to do a lot of the advertising so that people know that we're selling these composters. So I did advertising by social media, by posters. I was at the farmers market over at Morris Museum. And then that all led up to Distribute Day, which was April 22nd, Earth Day. So this was the website that we had for the composters, and we sold other things, as you can see. We sold rain barrels, and we had some other packages along with the composters, and it was just like almost a clothing checkout. So you'd pick what you purchase, and then you put in your information so that we can bill you, and then on April 22nd, you'd come to Ginty Pool parking lot, and pick it up. So this is the advertising I did. These were the posters that I hung around town. On the right, I hung those everywhere around town, on cafes, Starbucks, the library, salad house, all restaurants and everything. And then the poster on the left is the poster I gave to several different Instagram accounts, popular Instagram accounts of Morristown, to get the word out. So as you can see, I have the poster on my personal Instagram story. I have it on the Mrs. Morristown Instagram, which has, I think, about 10,000 followers. And then Grow It Green, as you can see, also post it on their Instagram accounts. So as the advertising started getting more and more popular, the numbers started rolling in, and I didn't really have a set goal of composters. My personal goal when I was going to do it myself was to sell 25 composters because that's how much I was going to purchase. So I didn't really think much of it. I didn't have a goal in mind. But the first update that we got from the vendor, we had a grand total of 27 items sold. So I was like, over the moon about it because we didn't have a prediction about how many composters or other things would be sold. And then as you can see, the numbers just started growing. We got to 60, and then we got to 71, and then the final total was 73 composters and a total of 92 items sold, which I cannot love enough. I think that that is a perfect goal, especially for our first time. And pickup day was a success. Everyone loved it. We were very efficient with the pickup. Um, so that was great as well. And so on this journey, I feel like I have just learned so much. I feel like not only have I taken things that I've learned from freshman year and have adapted them to and really like grown from them to now junior year, but I think the key habits of mine that I've really focused in on would be open-mindedness, learning to just accept others' ideas, especially when things weren't going to go the way that I originally wanted them to, because again, I wanted to do this all on my own, and I kind of had to adapt to it, and I had to be open-minded about other people's ideas, and what I could do. And so I think that that really kind of helped me a lot, because if I didn't have an open mind, then it wouldn't probably have been as success as it was. Reflectiveness was definitely a big one for me personally, just like looking back and seeing how far I've come, and looking back to freshman year Sophia, this would be so over her head, and I'm sure she'd be so proud of me right now for doing something this big. I mean, it's just kind of crazy how far my environmental journey has come, and so I'm really grateful for that. Along with that would be responsibility, because I had a team counting on me to do this now. Like, I couldn't just relax. I had a certain timeline that I had to advertise by, and I had people counting on me to show up and help out with the pickup day. And so I think that responsibility played a really big part in this, because we were practically like running a business, and that takes a lot of responsibility. So I definitely felt that over all the Zoom calls and everything, and all the emails. I definitely had grown in responsibility with that. And then resourcefulness, I would say, because I combined my efforts with a higher power. I went from being just a local girl selling composters to working with the subcommittee of the Environmental Committee in Morris Township. It was a pretty big leap. I was working with real adults. So I think I used my resources wisely in combining our efforts. And then again, that just goes with maturity, working with real adults and people in functioning society that have other jobs. And again, like starting a little business, which I think was so great. And I really hope that we can do this again next year, and expand to other towns. And I'm really excited to continue on my environmental journey. And I thank you all for having me here today to share it with all of you. And I encourage all of you to buy a composter or switch out your plastic toothbrush with the bamboo toothbrush, because nothing is ever too small to help the environment. Thank you so much.